Today we are entering into the third chunk of the CSAT syllabus. So far we are done with two chunks. First one was basic numeracy, then the chapters like percentages, averages, ratio and proportion, mixture and delegation. This was the first chunk in quantitative aptitude. And first chunk of the very basic logical reasoning was blood relation, directions and coding, decoding. Yes. Then after that, we entered second chunk, that is applied version, that is simple interest, compound interest, profit loss, partnership. Then some problems on ages. Then coming to the second chunk of logical reasoning, we are done with what? Calendars, clocks, Venn diagrams and syllogisms. Now we are entering into the third chunk. In this chunk, I'll be teaching you two important chapters in quantitative aptitude. One is time and work, and its applied chapter as pipes and cistern. And the second chapter is time, speed and distance. Very important, very, very, very important. You can put 3 stars or whatever the number of stars you want. Okay. Then applied version of it, that is problems on boats and problems on trains. Okay. This is the chunk meant for quantitative aptitude. And coming to the logical reasoning part, I'll be taking two very important chapters. One is puzzles, different types of puzzles will come across, and the last one is seating arrangements. So these are the portions meant for third chunk. Time and work, pipes and cistern, time, speed and distance, then problems on boats and problems on trains. Coming to logical reasoning, puzzles and seating arrangements. Okay, these are the things I'll be taking in this chunk. It depends. Number of hours depends, okay, depending upon the portion. I can't strictly say that it will take 2 hours or it will take 3 hours or 1.5 hours. I can't tell that, but I will do every problem that I have meant for you, and all those questions are taken from very basic concepts, and also I have referred to last 5 years question papers and I have put the questions. Okay, fine. So coming to time and work, here we are trying to analyze a particular work depending upon the number of hours or number of days that it requires. Every person has a different strength. For example, if I ask you to read a book today of, let's say, 100 pages, few people can finish it within 5 hours. Few people can finish it over 10 hours. Few people might take 15 hours to finish that book. So these are the different capacities we have. So here, whenever we mean a work, it is one full work. One full work in the sense, reading 100 pages is one full work. If I ask you to, stitch few shirts, that is also one work. If I ask you to build one wall, that is one work. Okay. If I ask you to complete one course, that is one work. So here, the very important basic thing that we are dealing, or on which we deal the entire problem, is on that work. That is one full work. Let's say, with a very small example, I'll begin. There is one small work of, let's say, constructing a wall. Okay. And I know that you will take 2 days to construct that wall. Entire wall. Getting my point? So let's say 2 days are required to construct that wall. And in our problems, they will give like this only. One problem can be solved, or like one work can be done within 2 days or in 2 full days. Now tell me, your capacity is building a wall in 2 days. Okay. So in 1 day, how much of the wall is built? Sure. Can you imagine the situation? When you can build a wall in 2 days, entire wall, so you can build half a wall in 1 day. So always our unit of work is the amount of work done in 1 day. Getting my point? Always our unit of work is amount of work done in 1 day. Getting my point? Yeah. Let's say one more fellow is there. His strength is lesser than yours, and he will take 4 days to build that wall. So tell me, in 1 day, how much of the wall will be built? Are you able to imagine? 1/4 of the wall. So here our unit of work is what? Half is the unit of work for you. You are building a wall in 2 days. That is why the amount of work done in 1 day is half. Understood? But your friend is weaker than you or not as efficient as you are, and he'll be building that wall in 4 days. So in 1 day, how much of the wall will be built? See, these number 2, 4 are very easy to imagine and very easy to what? Visualize also. But if somebody says that a particular work is done by A, a particular work is done by A in 10 days, here where we, fall into confusion. What exactly is this? So now tell me, you can do that work in 2 days. A can do that work in how many days? 10 days. So what is the amount of work done by A in 1 day? Yes. Yes, now you are trying to correlate the work done by any person for 1 day. So this is what is our unit of work. So when A can do a work in 10 days, work done in 1 day. Work done in 1 day will be how much? Okay, if I say A can do a work in 10 days, so his amount of work done in 1 day is what? Now, if I ask you, like a person X can do a particular work in 40 days. So how much work is done by him in 1 day? Understood? Okay. Otherwise, there is one more approach. One more approach. A can finish a work in 10 days. A can finish work in 10 days. Okay. Now, in percentage, how much amount of work is done by A in 1 day? In percentage, he can finish like entire work in 10 days. One work means 100% of the work, no? So, in 1 day, how much of the work will be done? Sure? No confusion. So, this is also one way of dealing it. So, this 1 by 10 is what? In terms of percentage. 1 by 10 is 10%, no? Same thing. Okay, if one more person is finishing off the entire work in 20 days, so how much of work will be done in 1 day? How much of work will be done in 1 day? In fraction, you will tell me. 1 by 20 or 5%. Yes. So this is also one way of imagining it. Understand? Okay. Now, you understood the number of days taken by one person, A or B or X or Y or Z? Yes? Now, let us take that A will finish a work in 10 days. And there is one more person, B. B can finish the same work. B can finish the same work in 15 days. B can finish the same work in 15 days. Who is more powerful? Sure. But A is taking less number of days, no? That is why here he is powerful, right? Because the amount of work that he does every day is more, right? So how much work is done by A in 1 day? 1 by 10 is the work done by A in 1 day. What about B? Which is more, 1 by 10 or 1 by 15? Sure, you have that distinction. 1 by 10 is more than 1 by 15. So that is why we say A is more powerful than B. And in our problems, we don't take A is equal to 10 and B is equal to 15. We don't take it. Whenever we see a problem, we always write in terms of this. This is A's capacity or A's strength or A's efficiency. This is B's strength, B's efficiency. This is how we write. We never take 10 and 15 in our calculation. We always take 1 by 10 and 1 by 15, or indirectly for A, we take 1 by A, and for B, we take 1 by B. If you are doing any calculation with A and B, that is wrong. If you are doing the calculation with 1 by A and 1 by B, that is logical. Getting my point? Yes or no? Because here, this is the amount of work done by A in 1 day. This is the amount of work done by B in 1 day. If at all you want to compare, you have to compare their strengths. Getting my point? So now simple thing, whenever they give some problem, like A does a particular work in 10 days, immediately you have to write 1 by 10. Because that is the amount of work done by A in 1 day. Then if it comes to B, amount of work done in 1 day by B is 1 by 15, straight away. If you write 10 and 15 in your paper, it will lead to confusion. Immediately what you have to write? 1 by 10 and 1 by 15. From there you start the calculation. You will be getting the correct answer. Understood? Whenever you read into the problem, you will recognize the problem very easily that this is time and work problem. And what you have to write in your paper for the first time, it is some fraction like 1 by A or 1 by B or 1 by 10 or 1 by 15. If you start from there, you have well begun. You have begun very rightly. Otherwise, if you write 10 and 15 in your paper, it will lead to confusion. It will lead to wrong way. Understood this? So this is the very basics of time and work. How do we write in the paper? Understood? Now I'll come for the collaborative work. A is doing this work in 10 days. And that work might be anything. Maybe it is building wall or stitching a shirt or writing a code or reading some book. Like it is some work. That full work is done by A in how many days? 10 days. What about B? The same work, okay? Same work. The quantum of work will not change. Same work. For example, if he is building this big wall means even B is also building the same wall. Understood? B can do that work in how many days? 15 days. Now tell me, if I make both of them, A and B, to work together, in how many days they will finish? I want one interesting answer as 25 days. Not possible? It will defeat our purpose, right? Why we are collaborating few persons? So that we can finish the work very early. But if you look it like maths, oh, A will finish in 10 days, B will finish in 15 days. Oh, let us calculate. 10 plus 15, 25 days. They will take 25. Is it logical? So in time and work, this logic of ours of adding the number of days will not work. It becomes nonsensical. So that is why what do we do? How much of work is done by A in 1 day? 1 by 10, no? Around 10%. How much work is done by B in 1 day? 1 by 15, around 6%, 6.66%. So totally in 1 day, how much work they are doing? We have to add these works, right? 1 by 10 plus 1 by 15. Here you don't take the percentage, okay? Just I am telling you that is one more way of doing it, because there are many ways to solve one problem. But if I give you the sole method of calculating the answer by percentage method, then what will happen? Here 10%, here 6.66%. This 6.66, no, it will completely disturb your calculation further. Because 6.66 is not exact value. It is an approximation. That is why don't take decimals in our calculations. Always take what? The fractions. So 1 by 10 and 1 by 15 are more accurate, or they are fully accurate than like 6.66%. So now tell me, collaboratively, A and B together will finish how much of the work in 1 day? So strength of A, 1 by A, strength of B, this 1 by A is nothing but 1 by 10. Correct? 1 by B is nothing but 1 by 15. Now can we add this? Can we add this? Yes. So calculate. How much is it? Sure. Already calculated. Oh my God. So what is the LCM? Wow. Then 2 plus 5, 3. 5 by 30, 1 by 6. Very good. Thank you. Okay, so this will be what? And for the people who have not solved, please solve. Take the LCM. Here 3 will come, here 2 will come. 3 plus 2, 5. 5 by 30 is 1 by 6. So what does it mean? What is this value? What is this value? Don't tell me 1 by 10. What is this? It is the amount of work done by A in 1 day. This is the amount of work done by B in. What is this? Amount of work done by A and B together. How much is that? So 1/6 of the job is finished. So if they are working together continuously, how many days they will take? Sure. So smart people, Directly we will solve the problems. So you have to take the reciprocal of this. So the number of days that they will take to finish off this job together is 6 days. Otherwise, A was taking 10 days and B was taking 15 days. They together, definitely, they have to take lesser time, right? Let's say A is working. A thinks that he has to finish the work very early. So he will call B, right? So that the number of days should be less than 10. Let's say B is working. B seems like B perceives that this work will take what? 15 days to finish off. I don't have that much time. So he will call A to help, right? Why he is calling for help? So that they both can reduce the amount of, or the number of days that are needed. Yes or no? Correct? So finally, whatever that we get, it should be less than this also, less than this also. Then only your answer is right. Don't think of an average, okay? If we can finish in 10 days, if we can finish in 15 days, somewhere 12, 13 days they will take. No, that is also wrong. Correct? So in time and work, the way of thinking is bit different. Way of thinking is bit different. Getting my point? No issues. Now, collaborative work, you understood? Here, what do? They give in days and we write it in one fraction by taking the reciprocal of this. Here also, we take the reciprocal of number of days. Then we do entire calculation in those fractions only. And the last fraction, what we get? We take the reciprocal of that. Then we will write that totally they are taking 6 days to finish off the work. Any confusion so far? Anything that you have not understood? Or I am failing to what? Teach. Anything that is not understood, please let me know. And reciprocal is what? Taking the numerator to denominator, denominator to numerator. That is reciprocal. Yes or no? Understood? No issues? Pakka? Pakka? Yeah. So first practice is what? Whenever they give such problem, A will finish off the work in these many days. Means you have to write the fraction first. That is 1 divided by A. B finishes so much, 1 by B. This is the most simplest problem that they can ask. A can finish in these many days, B can finish in these many days. Collaboratively, how many days they will take? This is the most simplest. But the question will not be that straight. So they will make the situation complicated by bringing some conditions. That means A started the work, B joined later. B started the work, C joined later. Like that. Or they both of them started the work together, but after a few days, A fell ill, so A took off. So like that, the questions might be there. But let us go to few easier questions first. I have taken this thing only, 10 days and 15 days, because this is most popular. If the time and work problem has been asked in 4 years, at least 2 years, they will be giving these numbers only, 10 and 15. Because we will be getting one pakka number of 6. Otherwise, if I take, let's say, 1 by 15 and 1 by 20, then I will get one answer in fractions. So always they will look up to the numbers which will give them exact answer. For example, 20 and 30 days if they give, answer will be 12 days. Like that. Understand? If they give you 3 and 6 days, the answer will be 2 days. Like that, here we can come across some triplets also. Triplets. Just by seeing those two numbers, you can guess the third number. I'll tell you how exactly that is done. Okay, but let us go in a very very simple manner to enter into the complex situations later. Now, first problem you take. Already we are done with this, right? So how many days it will take? Pakka? 6 days? See, anybody, if not understood, please let me know. Only now 20 minutes are done for this class. I can spare another 10 minutes to teach you the basics. But when the flight has taken off, if you ask me to, sir, come back, no. Either it will crash or it will go to its destination without taking your confusion into account. Okay, fine. All are done. If you are not raising that point of not understanding, then you are what? Cheating yourself. Okay, fine, done. Everyone understood? Yeah. Second question. When A and B worked alternatively means one day A, one day B. But what does matter here is who is beginning the work. Who is beginning the work here? A. So on first day, how much of the work will be done? 1 by? Sure. Second day? 1 by? Third day? 1 by 10. Fourth day? 1 by? How far it will go? Until you finish off the work, right? But where can you write those many times here? Just you can think of a unit which is repeating. Is it 1 by 10 repeating every day? No, right? 1 by 15, is it repeating every day? But if you take this unit of 2 days, 1 by 10 and 1 by 15, is it repeating? So this work is repeating here. Another 2 days, it will repeat, right? So you can take this as unit, 1 unit. So how much of work is done in 2 days? How much of the work is done in 2 days? 1 by 10 plus 1 by 15. So how much of the work is done in 2 days? 1 by 6 work is done in 2 days. So how many such chunks are required? 6 chunks, right? To finish off the work. 6 chunks. So similarly here, 6 chunks. So how many days are required totally? 2 into 6? 12 days are required. It is as good as finishing 1 day's work in 2 days, right? Finishing 1 day's work in 2 days, right? So 6 days will prolong to 12 days. Any difficulty in imagination? No, right? Yeah. These 2 problems are fine. Even the third problem is fine. Same thing. In third problem, just it will switch, right? 1 by 15 plus 1 by 10. Same thing. So answer for this also is 12 days. And answer for this also is 12 days. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter like who is starting when they are working alternatively. When they are working alternatively, it doesn't matter like when they are starting. Since our first answer is 6, this problem doesn't have any problem. Directly that will get 12. But this answer was in some fraction. Then we can't say that these will have the exactly these many number of days, or it is not in fraction. We can't say. It is unique problem. 10 and 15 is unique, problem. So 6 days are required to finish the entire work. So alternatively working, what will happen? It will take 12 days to work. But we'll come across few of the problems later, which will not be that straight. Okay. Look at the next question, D. Shall I erase this? No issues. If A started 2 days later, what does that mean? Who started the work? B started the work. And B alone has worked for how many days? So B alone has worked for how many days? 2 days. So this is first and second day, right? First and second day. On third day, who all will work? A and B, right? Okay. On fourth day, until they finish off the work, they work together, right? Okay, in such cases, what you have to do, see, first 2 days, the situation is different. Who is working? B alone is working. From third day, the situation is different, but until the work is finished, they are working together. So case 1 is first 2 days where B alone is working. The case 2 or like the subsequent work done is done by whom? A and B together. So to take this separately and this separately. Understanding? Yes or no? B's work for first 2 days has to be calculated separately. Then how much amount of the work is remaining? So tell me, in 2 days, first 2 days, B has worked, correct? B has worked for 2 days. How much of the work is done in 2 days? What is the strength of B? In one day, how much of the work can be done by him? 1 by 15. If he is working for 2 days, how much work he will do? 1 by 15 plus 1 by 15. That means 2 by 15, right? Or 2 into 1 by 15, no? Every day is same only. 1 by 15 into 2 or 1 by 15 plus 1 by 15. So how much of the work is done in 2 days? 2 by 15 of the work is done. By whom? B alone. Now tell me, how much of the work is remaining? Okay, I'll tell you other scenario. You forget about this A and B, okay? You and your friend has been given one work. What you will do? You will work for first 2 days and will finish off 1/4 of the work. How much work will be remaining? This 1/4 and 3/4 is very easy for imagination because we are so close to these things, correct? So when such odd fractions come, then we think it like maths. Otherwise, we take it to common sense and answer, right? 1/4 work is done, so 3/4 is left. If I ask if 2/15 of the work is done, you will fail to tell 13 by 15 of the work is, because we think that is maths. The other thing was not maths for us. It is common sense. It is just a number. 1/4 is replaced by this 2 by 15. That's it. Getting my point? Use your common sense. Meanwhile, take the basics of maths also. Okay. So 2 by 15 of the work is done. So how much of the work is remaining? Should I calculate 1 minus 2 by 15? So you give me that much privilege not to calculate 1 minus 2 by 15. Okay, if 2 by 7th of the work was done, how much would have been remaining? 5 by 7, easy to imagine. If 6 by 11 of the work is done, how much work will be remaining? Okay, 3 by 8 is done. How much is remaining? 5 by 8. Okay, fine. So this also is one basic in these problems. So always they don't give A and B together for entire period. First somebody will start, or both of them will start, one person will leave. So you'll get different scenarios here. In such cases, amount of work done is very important. Based upon that, you are finding how much work is remaining. How do you do that? You take this fraction and subtract from 1. So this is also one basic. So first basic is what? Writing 1 by A, 1 by B, doing all the operations, then taking the reciprocal. When the scenarios are changed, when the work is not done uniformly across the entire period, some conditions are coming in between, then what will take? How much of the work is done in first condition? Then how much is remaining? In such case, what do we do? 1 minus that fraction. This is also one's basic. If you learn this much, entire problem is over. Entire chapter is over. Just it is matter of practice now. Okay. So now tell me how much of the work is remaining? 13 by 15 of the work is remaining. This is done by whom? Both A and B together. So this much work is remaining. Don't think of 13 by 15. Okay. This much work is remaining. Who is doing the work? A and B. How much work they can do in one day? This much work, no? This much work is remaining. This much work they can do. How do you calculate the number of days required for them to finish off the work? This much divided by this much, no? This much is what? 13 by 15. This much is what? Over. So 13 by 15. In how many days? We don't know. But 1 by 6 of the work can be done in 1 day by A and B together. Getting my point? Yes or no? This is as good as, let's say in your house, 20 rotis are remaining. Okay, dry rotis, okay? 20 dry rotis are remaining. You and your friend can eat 4 rotis per day. 20 rotis are remaining in your house. You and your friend can eat 4 rotis per day. So, those 20 rotis can last for how many days? Simple, no? Your problem, so soon you calculated. So, think like that only. 13 by 15 of the rotis are remaining and you and your friend can eat 1 by 6 every day. So, those rotis can last for how many days? Same thing you will do, right? Make it as your own problem. You become A, let your friend become B. This much amount of work is remaining and this much is done by you and your friend together in 1 day. So calculate. So 6 will go upstairs, right? So this becomes what? 13 by 15 into 6. Okay, by 1 also. 3 5s are 3 2s are. So how much it is? How much? Okay. How much it is? 26 by 5. In terms of mixed fraction, 5 integer, 1 by 5. Correct? This is what? 5 integer, 1 by 5 is what? Yeah, 5.2 I know. But what exactly is this? How do you, describe that? Number of days required by A and B together to finish off the remaining work. But first 2 days who has worked? B. That also you have to take into account, right? 2 days first by B alone and 5 odd days or 5 days and few hours by A and B together later. So totally how many days? So totally 7 integer 1 by 5 days or 7.2 days or 7 days and few hours. Yes? Understood the problem? So first condition, take it. Who has worked? How much? You will get one fraction. That much amount is work. That much work is done. How much is remaining? Remaining means 1 minus a fraction. Take that fraction and divide by the total efficiency of them or total amount of work done by them in 1 day. Understood the problem? First, A's capacity, B's capacity. Join. You will get the entire capacity. Okay. But here conditions are changing. B is working for first few days. So see how much work is done. Then see how much work is left. Then who is doing that work? A and B together. What is their strength? Divide by that. Understood? You are not happy for getting the answer? Okay, no? Yeah. Now, the next question is changing. Next question is changing. Who is working first? B started 2 days later. Similarly, first 2 days, who will work? Who will work? A. How much work he will finish in 2 days? 1 by 10 into 2 or 1 by 10 plus 1 by 10. So how much work will be done in 2 days? 2 by 10 or 1 by 5. 1 by 5 work is done in 2 days. How much work is remaining now? How much? 4 by 5 is remaining. But this work is finished by whom all? Both A and B. Both A and B, what is their strength? Over. So this is what? 24 by 5. That is equal to 4 integer 4 by 5 or 4.8 days. Yes? 4.8 days. But you have to take these 2 days also. So answer for this is 6.8 days. See, the answer for D and E are different because first 2 days are done by two different persons. Here A is stronger, right? That is why entirely they are taking less number of days because A has worked more proportionately. In the first case, B has worked more. That is why they are taking beyond 7 days. Since A was working for first 2 days, they are taking lesser than 7 days. Yes or no? So that is the difference between A and B. Understood? Any issues? Let me know, please. I'll be more interested in knowing your problems. Fine, right? Everybody in the class has understood. Even the online people, please let me know if you are not understood. Yeah? Okay? See, these questions are like favorite of every examiner. Be it, like CSAT, be it banking, be it any SSC or whatever. This time and work and time, speed and distance. These are favorite areas. No matter they focus on numeracy or something, they will ask upon this. Understand? And these are simple chapters. Simple chapters, but here these small, small understandings of writing the problems in the first go. What to write in the first line? 1 by A, 1 by B. If you know that, the entire problem is over. Even in time, speed and distance, there is one small, basics that we have to learn. That I'll teach anyways. Okay. If you know that small thing, then the entire chapter is done. Okay. So that is why in my 2 hours of class, the first 30 minutes, I'll be dealing with the concept. Even if you understand that concept and get up from the class and go and solve the problems on your own, I don't have a problem. But the initial 30 minutes, like what basics I tell from my experience and what you have to write in the paper in the first go. So that matters a lot. Okay, fine. We'll go to next question. Now, C is also coming, okay? 3 persons are coming now. A, B and C can do a piece of work in 20 days, 30 days and 60 days respectively. Okay? So who is more stronger here? Sure. Who is the weakest? Sure. Very smart people. My life is done. My purpose of taking classes is done. Okay? See, if you are okay with these basics, I'm damn sure you will do correct in one problem where others are doing the mistake. I can say that much because such smaller understandings will take you a long way. Okay? In how many days can A do the work if he is assisted by B and C on every 3rd day? Simple. First day, who is working? A. Second day, who is working? A alone. 3rd day, who is working? Never put plus, okay? A plus B plus C, never put. That is wrong. Here, who are working? A, B and C. Fine. Now, how much of the work will be done in first day? 1 by 20. Second day? Third day? How do you write? A's work. B's work is how much? C's work. Correct? Yes. Now, there are some shortcuts that we have to use here. 1 by 20 plus 1 by 20, how much? 2 by 20? 1 by 10? 2 by 20 or 1 by 10? Pakka? Here. What is the LCM? Sure. See, in such cases, you should not write 20, 30, 60, then ladder. No. Avoid zeros first. 2, 3 and 6. What is the LCM? 6. Then make it 60. Your problem is done. Otherwise, I know you will take 1 minute to calculate LCM only. The problem is defeated there. When you have taken 1 minute to calculate LCM, examiner has won. Getting my point? So here discard 0, no? Discarding 0 means what? You are taking the common factor as 10 out. Yes or no? 2, 3, 6. It is not difficult to find out the LCM. 6 is the LCM. Put 1, 0. So here 3 plus 2 plus 1. So this is how much? 6 by 60 or 1 by 10. So what does it mean? A working for 2 days is equivalent to A, B and C working for 1 day. That is the understanding. Now, can we take the cycle of these 3 days as 1 unit? Because it is going to repeat, no? Because they have told every third day A is being assisted by B and C. Yes? Can we take this as 1 unit? So 1 by 10 plus 1 by 10. So in 3 days, how much of the work is done? 1 by 10 plus 1 by 10. One by 5 of the work is done. Yes or no? If 1/5 of the work is done in 3 days, how many days are required to finish off the entire work? Okay, 1/5. How many chunks like this? 5 more chunks. So, 1 chunk, 3 days. 5 chunks. 5 chunks, how many days? 15 days, right? So, what is the answer? 15 days. If you had let only A work alone, how many days you would have taken? 20, right? If you had let A, B and C to work together, they would have taken 1 by 10th. So they would have taken 10 days totally. But now they are collaborating on every third day. So totally, how much of the work is done? 100% in how many days? 15 days. Is that okay? Fine, no? You have got the answer, right? Yeah? Any confusion? See, you have to take this as 1 chunk because this is going to repeat, right? Further. Because every third day they are assisting, right? Yes or no? Yeah. Done? No problem? Next. A can do a work in 15 days and B in 20 days. If they work on it for 4 days, then the fraction of the work that is left is, first of all, how much is the strength of A? That means in 1 day, how much he can do? 1 by, what about B? 1 by 20. Totally in 1 day, how much of the work will be done? 1 by 15 plus 1 by 20, right? Yes or no? So how much is this? What is the LCM? Yeah, in such cases, I'll tell you one shortcut. Whenever we have got 1 by A plus 1 by B, this is like 1 by A plus 1 by B, right? In such cases, take the sum in the numerator, take the product in the denominator. Same thing, no? LCM, AB, here A, here B. Done, no? Otherwise also, 1 by A and the difference with 1 by B. I'm not clearly putting this as minus. Depends. Sometimes 1 by B can be greater. So in such cases, what do? In the denominator, write the product of AB. And in the numerator, take the difference of A and B. Here, you will avoid finding the LCM. And this is applicable only for 2 terms, like 1 by A and 1 by B. You cannot simultaneously apply it for 1 by C also. We don't have a shortcut. We have a shortcut. But to remember that, you have to put extra effort. Just remember for these 2. 1 by A plus 1 by B can be written as A plus B by A into B. 1 by A with the difference of 1 by B can be written as A and B's difference divided by A into B. Yes? Done? Okay, now tell me, what should I write in the denominator? 15 into 20, right? And one more trick. Don't make the product and write. Don't write 300 directly. right? 15 into 20 only. Anyways, you have to simplify later, right? Why you will keep the product, bigger product in the denominator? Again, you have to cancel that one. So A plus B is how much? 35. Wherever plus is there, you make the sum. But wherever the multiplication is there, you just keep it like that. Because anyways, we are going to simplify. So here 5 sevens are 5 threes are. So what is this? 7 by 60. What does it mean? What does it mean? Amount of work done by both A and B in one day. So like this, how many days they are working? 4 days. So in 4 days, okay. In 4 days, how much of the work is done? 4 into 7 by 60 of the work is done. So how much is that? 4 ones are 4, 15s are. Correct? 7 by 15 of the work is done. In 4 days, 7 by 15 of the work is done. How much is remaining now? Very good. 8 by 15 is remaining. Is it tough? Cool, no? It all starts with the first thing what we write in the paper. 1 by A and 1 by B. There you have 1. After that, calculation becomes very simple also. And you can relate yourself to the problem. When you write 1 by A and 1 by B. Done? No issues? Yeah. Next. A and B can do a piece of work in 12 days. What does it mean? This 12 days is what? When A and B together can work for 12 days, then they will finish off the entire work. Yes or no? So how do you write an equation for this? Do you know A's capacity? Individual capacity? No. B's individual capacity? No. So how do you write then this equation? Very good. The amount of work done by A in 1 day is 1 by A. This is unknown. We don't know. Then amount of work done by B in 1 day is 1 by B. Together, they will finish the entire work in 12 days. So together, in 1 day, they will finish 1 by 12 of the work. Yes? This is one equation. B and C in 15 days. How do you write the equation? 1 by B plus 1 by C is equal to 1 by 15. Then C and A. Is equal to in how many days C alone can do it? Now see, we have got 3 equations. How many variables are there? 3 equations, 3 variables. Can we solve? What do we want from this? C. So keep C, discard everything else. Okay. So can I take this equation because C is there? But I don't want B. How can I replace B with C? You have to look for an equation where B can be expressed in terms of C. So here B is there. How do you write one B? But how do you replace A? Here 1 by A is equal to 1 by 20 minus 1 by C. So now can I write this equation as 1 by 12 as it is minus of 1 by 20 minus 1 by C. Can I write like this? So this equation will become what? 1 by B can be written as 1 by 12 minus 1 by 20 plus 1 by C. Minus into minus plus, right? Then write 1 by C is equal to 1 by 15. Keep C this side only. So this will become 2 by C. 1 by C plus 1 by C is 2 by C. is equal to 1 by 15 minus 1 by 12 plus 1 by 20. So what it will be? Again, when such three terms are there or three fractions are there, you can take 2 first and solve. So can you solve for the first two fractions? 1 by 15 minus 1 by 12. What is the difference? What is the difference? 15 and 12 difference. 15 and 12 difference. Then 15 into 12. 3 ones are 3 5s are. Here write 1 by 20 again. So this becomes what? 1 by 60 plus 1 by 20. Again you can apply the same thing. In the denominator 60 into 20. In the numerator 60 plus 20. 80. 0 0 get cancelled. 2 ones are 2 4s are. 4 ones are 4 15s are. So totally 1 by 15. What does it mean? 2 by C is equal to 1 by 15. 2 by C equal to 1 by 15. Okay. Can we find out 1 by C? From here, 1 by C is equal to 2 will go that side, 1 by 30. What does it mean? 1 by 30 is the amount of work done by C in one day. So what is the strength of C? If you give the entire work for C alone, in how many days he can finish off the work? 30 days, no reciprocal of it. Here only thing is we have got 3 equations. When we got 3 equations, you have to check how many variables are there. 3 equations, 3 variables. We can get the answer. So you have to proceed further. And I have told you, in the problems associated with the equations, you have to think of the variable, what do you want? Here we wanted C. You want to discard all other variables. Okay, so I wanted to discard B. So I expressed B in terms of A. Then I expressed A in terms of C. Then everything is in terms of C. Then we got the answer in terms of C. Understood? 1 by C is equal to 1 by 30. That means C alone can finish off the work in 30 days. Yes or no? Fine. One more common sense problem. Okay, you can copy this one. From these equations, tell me, from these equations, we don't know the individual strengths, right? We don't know the individual strengths here. Yes or no? Now tell me, just by these equations, these 3 equations, tell me, who is the strongest? I want your mind to be running, like very fast, laterally, multidimensional. Who is the fastest here? Who? Yeah, combination wise you can tell me. But I want you to give me the answer without solving for anything. So I want who is the strongest. One person I want. Sure. Who is finishing the work very early? Which combination? A and B or A or C? Sure. Because they both are finishing in 12 days. That means they are finishing early comparatively. Yes? So, one among A and B is the strongest. That is clear? Yes? Yes or no? Then, which is the next strongest stream? B and C? B and C is the next strongest. First strongest is A and B. So, who is the common fellow here? In both the better works, who is the common fellow? B. B is the strongest. Okay. Which group is the weakest? C and A. Which group is second weakest? B and C. Who is the common culprit? So because of C, the work is getting delayed. So C is the weakest, B is the strongest. Moderate one? Yes or no? Because A is part of both. He is one among the fastest also. He is one among the weakest also. But C is the one among both weakest teams. B is one among both strongest teams. So that is why B is the strongest, C is the weakest, and A is the moderate. Are you getting? Logical? Or if you want to calculate, don't calculate. Here we want only C. If you are very much interested, go home, find out for B and A also. Then you will see who is strongest. Okay? Who is strongest here? B. C is the weakest. Done? You can verify the answer when you go home. Fine? Okay, we'll go to the next problem. Yeah. Something is missing, huh? What is that? Yeah, chances are there. Okay, from here I have come. 1 by B plus 1 by C. So 1 by C is there. For 1 by B, 1 by B, 12 minus 1 by A, 1 by 12 minus 1 by A. So 1 by 12 minus 1 by 20 minus 1 by C. So 1 by 12 minus 1 by 20 plus 1 by C plus 1 by C, correct, is equal to, correct, 1 by 15. Okay, 2 by C is equal to 1 by 15 minus 1 by 12 plus 1 by 20, correct? Then, here 1 by 60, correct, 6.6%. Yeah, here some mistake must have happened. The difference is 3 and 3 ones are 3 fives are. Okay, this is correct, right? Help me. Huh? Okay, we'll go by your method. Well, let's see. What is the LCM? Then here 4, here 5, here 3. So what it will be? 4 plus 3, 7 minus 5. Okay. So somewhere some wrong has happened here then. Yeah. That wrong is what you know. This has to be in minus. This has to be in minus. Okay. So that thing is there. So here instead of 80, we'll get 40. So wait. So what will happen here? This is 1 by 20 minus 1 by 60. So the multiplication is 60 into 20 and the difference is 40. 0, 0 get cancelled. 2 ones are 2 twos are. So this is 2 by 60. So C is equal to 60 actually. So 1 by C is equal to 1 by 60. So C can finish off the work in 60 days. Correct, no? So one small mistake here. See, here in this thing like 1 by A with the difference of 1 by B, what I had given, like I had to take this difference mark, but I have taken already minus marks, so I have to consider the sign. So here that sign has to come. Okay, if this was in reverse, then the answer would have been 1 by 60, but it is minus 1 by 60. No issues? Understood this? After this mistake also have you corrected? Yes? Yeah. So who is the weakest? See, 60 days he is taking. Okay? If you are interested, take the count for A and B. I don't have a problem. Next. A can do a work in 15 days and B can do it in 18 days. Same work. Immediately you should be writing this in your paper 1 by 15 and 1 by 18. With the help of C, all of them can complete the work in 6 days. What does it mean? I want the equation from your end. Yeah, substitute the value for A and B. 1 by 15 plus 1 by 18 plus 1 by C, because we don't know C, is equal to 1 by 6. Okay, right, all of you? 1 by 15 plus 1 by 1 by 18 plus 1 by C is equal to 1 by 6. Calculate now. ಈ ತರ ಒತ್ತು ಬರಿಬೇಡಿ, ಅದನ್ನ ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಬೇಕಿದ್ರೆ 1 by 6 ಅಂತಾನೆ ಬರೀರಿ. ಇದನ್ನ 1 by A plus 1 by B 1 by C ಅಂತಾನೆ ಬರಿಬೇಕು. ಇದು ತಪ್ಪಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಹೌದಾ? ಓಕೆ, ಆ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡಿ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತು, ಬಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಒಂದ್ ಕಡೆ ಎಡವಟ್ ಆಯ್ತು, ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಬರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? ಈ ಇಕ್ವೇಶನ್ ನ ಹಂಗೆ ತಗೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಾ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್. ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ. ಯಾವುದು? This is 1 by 18, 1 by 15, 1 by C. Okay. Factorial. $22 and a half, everyone. Fast. Fast. Continue. Ajay, done? Banta? Okay. Write the equation. How do you write? A can do in 15 days, so 1 by 15. B, 1 by 18. C, you don't know, 1 by C. It should be equal to what? 1 by 6. Now simple, one equation, one variable. Keep 1 by C here, or while you taking only, you solve for this. Or you take that side and solve. 1 by 6, most of the people do this mistake. The mistakes of symbols or signs. 1 by 15. So while coming here, you have to make it minus. Okay, fine. So if you can take the entire LCM, I don't have a problem. You take any two solve, I don't have a problem. It is up to your comfort. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll take these two. So it will be 15 into 6 and the difference is 9. 9 on 3 2s are 3 3s are 3 1s are 3 5s are. This will become 1 by 10 minus 1 by 18. So this is equal to, again take 18 into 10. Here 18 minus 10 is 8. 2 4s are 2 5s are 2 2s are 2 9s are 2 by 45. 2 by 45, take the reciprocal, you will get 45 by 2, or this is equal to 22 and a half days. 22.5 days. Done. You can do in many methods. You can take these two, solve, or you can take entire 3, take the LCM as 90, then you will get numerator as 4 at the end. 4 by 90 is nothing but 22 and a half again. Yes? Done? See, it is all about writing this equation. After this, it is not my job. Do you say this is my job? Okay, if this is my job, I'll charge extra. This is not my job. This is pure arithmetic after this. Yes or no? So you have to calculate that. Done? Yeah. Next. Very interesting problem. I don't want you to write anything right now. Just understand the problem, then you can write. A does 80% of work in 20 days. What is strength of A? How much of work can be done by A in one day? 1 by? How much work is done by A in one day? Very nice. Very nice. So how much of work is being done in 20 days? 80%, no? 80%. So in 10 days, how much you will do? Cool. In 10 days, you will do 40%. In one day, how much you will do? Simple, no? So A's strength is what? A's strength or capacity is what? He can do how much? 4% of work in one day. How do you express this 4% in fraction? So what is strength of A? What does it mean? 1 by 25, what does it mean? He can finish 1 by 25th of the work in one day. That means he can finish the entire job in 25 days. That is it, no? See, 80% of the work is done. How much percentage is remaining now? 20%, right? 80% job is done. 20% is remaining. To do that, he require another 5 days. Yes or no? Logical? To make 40% of the day work, he will take 10 days. To make 20% of the day work, he will take 5 days. So his strength is what? Doing the entire work in 25 days. Done? Or write 4%. Express that 4% in fraction. So 1 by 25 is nothing but the strength of A. That means A can finish off the entire work in 25 days. That is the understanding. Okay. Anybody has not got? Percentage, 100% of the work he has to do. 80% he has done. So one more. That is 1/5 of the work is remaining. 20% of the work is remaining means what? 1/5 of the work is remaining. Already he has taken 20 days. He will take another 5 days to work. So 25 days he require. Then he then calls B. When? After 80% of the work. So now work done is how much? Work done is how much? 80%. Work left? Work left is how much? Very good, 20%. In terms of percentage? In terms of percentage? 1 by? So 4/5 of the work is done and 1/5 of the work is remaining. Yes? Now he has called B. Now they will work together. So definitely they will take lesser number of days. If you had let A alone work for another few days, he would have taken another 5 days to finish off the work, right? If B is joining him, definitely they will take lesser than 5 days. That is the understanding. Your answer has to be somewhere below 5. That is the understanding. So B is working. So then what they are telling, he then calls B and they together finish the remaining work in 3 days. How much of the work is left now? This work is being finished in how many days? So in 1 day, how much they have worked? Again, I will give one more scenario. There are 30 rotis. Again, rotis only. 30 rotis. And you and your friend finish those 30 rotis in 3 days. How much you have eaten per day? Total? 10. Very easy, no? How did you do this? How did you do this? How did you do this? 30 rotis are remaining and you have finished them in 3 days. So per day. How did you do that? 30 by 3. Why you are getting scared about this? 1/5 of the work is remaining. These many rotis are remaining. Okay. You are finishing them in how many days? 3 days. So per day, how much you are finishing? These many in 3 days. So this divide by this in 1 day, right? So this much work is left and you are finishing off in. So 5 will come down. So this is 1 by 15 is what? 1 by 15 is what? Work done by A and B together in. But what is the strength of A? 1 by 25. Strength of A is 1 by 25. Strength of B we don't know. But the entire strength is. So how do you write an equation? 1 by 25 is the strength of A. 1 by B, the strength of B we don't know. But entirely this is equivalent to 1 by 15. Yes or no? Correct? Yes. Now calculate for B. 1 by B is equal to 1 by B is equal to 1 by 15 minus 1 by 25. So difference is 10. And in the denominator, write 15 into 25. 5 2s are, 5 3s are, 2 by 75. Take the reciprocal of this, 75 by 2. That is 37 and a half. So 37 and a half is what? B's work. Like if B alone can do the work, he will finish off the work in 37 and a half days. Yes or no? Here, see, the scene is different. 80% of the work is done. 20% of the work is yet to be done. 80% of the work is done by A alone. 20% of the work is done by both A and B. What is the strength of A? A alone can finish the entire work in 25 days. So his strength is 1 by 25. But B's strength we don't know. But we know the collaborative strength. Collaborative strength is 1 by 15. So to know the B strength, we have to do what? 1 by B is equal to 1 by 15 minus 1 by 25. That is what we have got. That is 2 by 75. That means strength of B is 2 by 75, or he can finish the entire work in 75 by 2 days. That is nothing but 37 and a half days. Fine? Yeah? No issues? See, the entire problem is this only. 1 by A, 1 by B, 1 by C, or 1 by D, or take as many as you want. Do some calculation. You know how much of work is done and how much of work is left. So the remaining work is done by whom? You find out number of days. Or remaining work is done in how many days? You will find the amount of work finished in 1 day. Who all are finishing? Take their calculations. Understood? So here the important things are individual works, collaborative work, total work done, how much left. How much left is done by whom or in how many days. We will get the other fact. Done? Yeah. This is different problem. A is twice as good workman as B. What does it mean? Who is more efficient? A. So in terms of 1 by A and 1 by B, you write an equation for this sentence. A is twice. A's work is twice of B's work. You write the equation. You should never tell me the answer in A and B. You should be always in terms of 1 by A and 1 by B. What? You tell me the equation. A is twice as good workman as B. What is the amount of work done by A in 1 day? 1 by A. What is the amount of work done by B in 1 day? How do you construct equation between them? That means amount of work done by A in 1 day is 2 times of the work done by B in 1 day. Isn't it correct? So amount of work done by A is this much, right? Amount of work done by B is this much, right? You have told, no? A's work is twice, 2 times of work of B. So equation is what? 1 by A is equal to 2 by B. Correct? Then. And together, they finish the piece of work in 14 days. So write the equation. It is simple, right? If you don't write this equation now, I have to quit my job. 1 by A plus 1 by B is equal to 1 by 14. In how many days can A alone finish the work? What do you want from these equations? A. Discard B. So how do you discard B? From this equation, 1 by B is equal to 1 by 2A. Keep B this side only. Take 2 this side. 1 by B is equal to 1 by 2A. Yes or no? So now substitute 1 by A plus 1 by 2A is equal to 1 by 14. Now, What is this one? LCM? One by A and 1 by 2A. What is the LCM? 3A. I can imagine how your minds are working. That is nothing but my murder. Two A is multiple of A. Already there is one multiple. You can directly write that as LCM. So this is 2 plus 1 is equal to 1 by 14. Yes or no? Correct, right? Or have I done any mistake here? Correct, no? So this is 3 by 2A is equal to 1 by 14. Actually, we want 1 by A actually. 1 by A, keep this side. Here 1 by 14 into 2 by 3. 2 ones are 2 sevens are. So this is 1 by 21. 1 by A is equal to 1 by 21. What does that mean? A will finish the entire work in 21 days. Right? You should see the josh of ticking the answer in sheet, you know. People, I mean, but the effort behind it. Yeah? Yeah? Done? So now tell me, if A can finish the entire work in 21 days, how much time will be taken by B? If A can take 21 days to work, how much time is taken by B to finish off the work? Double, right? If A is good workman, that means strength of A is double compared to B. So if A can finish the work in 21 days, it will take 2 times the number of days. So 42 days. Yes, logical? Yes? Yeah. Next. See, A is thrice efficient as B. Who is more powerful among A and C? A. And B is, C. I'm sorry. A is thrice efficient as B. Okay. C is twice efficient as B. Now tell me, among these three, who is the strongest? Who is the strongest? Sure. First tell me, who is the weakest? Because in comparison with A, B is weakest. Okay, among A and B, A is the strongest. Among C and B, who is the strongest? So undisputedly, B is the weakest. Among A and C, who is strongest? A is strongest because A is 3 times as strong as B. So write it in equation. Let me see. These two things, A is thrice efficient as B and C is twice efficient as B. Write it in equation. Done already? Done? No, right? Okay, you write those two equations, that's it. Okay, this is right. And try to put multiplication mark here. Otherwise, it looks like 3 integer 1 by B. Okay? Or put a bracket to that. Okay? Okay. Done? So 1 by A is equal to 3 by B and 1 by C is equal to 1 by A is equal to 3 by B and 1 by C is equal to 2 by B. How many equations? 2. How many variables? 3. Do we need one more equation? If you want the entire solution, we want one more equation. But what they are asking, what is the ratio when they ask ratio, even with two equations, we can find the ratio. That is not an issue. Even if the number of equations are lesser compared to number of variables, we can come across the ratio. We can find out the ratio easily. But perfect answer you will not get. Ratio is what? Indicative value, right? It is not the real answer. So it is just indicative. So let me see. What they are asking, what is the ratio of number of days taken by A, B and C when they work individually? So what is the strength of A? 1 by A. What is the strength of B? 1 by B. What is the strength of C? Correct? Yes or no? Now what they want, what is the ratio of number of days taken? They are not asking the ratio of this. They are finally asking the ratio of, because always we have taken the number of days in the denominator, right? But they are asking what? The ratio of those. So finally they are asking this. But trust me, if we find out this one, we can get the answer for this. Okay? If we get the answer for this, we can find out the answer for this one. Okay? Now, out of these equations, what we have to do is, instead of three variables, express everything in terms of one variable only. Express all three variables in terms of one variable only, so that we can cancel that variable later. Now, among these three variables, which is more common? B is common, no? So can I express A in terms of B? Can I express C in terms of B? So for B, I will write B only. For B, I'll write B only. For A, what I can write from here? A is equal to, A will go this side, B will go this side, 3 will come this side. What about C? C is equal to, or take the reciprocal of this. So now can I substitute here? Can I substitute here? Instead of A, I'll write B by 3. And instead of C, I'll write. And for your convenience, I am writing this one, B by 1. And don't take the reciprocal of that. Okay, you can cancel B, B, B. I don't have a problem. Common factor among all three. So now this is what? 1 by 3 is to 1 by 1 is to 1 by 2. But I have told you, when we express the ratio in terms of fractions, we don't call that as a proper fraction, a proper ratio. We have to express all these fractions in terms of whole numbers, or let's say natural numbers. Full integers we have to express. So how do you do that? LCM is 6. So here 2 comes, here 6, here 3. Then you discard this 6. So the answer is 2 is to 6 is to 3. Now tell me, as we had calculated that A is the strongest, B is the weakest, and C is the moderate. So same thing, no? A is taking only 2 days to finish off the work, B is taking 6 days to finish off the work, and C is taking 3 days to finish off the work. Yes, or just from this fact only you can get the answer. A is more stronger, C is the weakest, B is this thing. Here they have given thrice and twice. So numbers of interest are 2 and 3. Take the LCM. 6. 6. Okay. So if B can take 6 days, then A will take 2 days and C will take 3 days. Simple. Getting my point? Here thrice means what? 3, right? Twice means 2. So the number of interests are 2 and 3 here. Take the LCM, 6. Assign those many days to the weakest. That is B. If B can finish the work in 6 days, so A will finish in 2 days. If B can finish the work in 6 days, C will finish it in 3 days. This is all for, like our arithmetic, curiosity. You can actually solve this question without pen and paper. And I have told you, A is the strongest, B is the weakest. Look at the options also. A has to be the strongest. Here A is the strongest. Yes, compared to other two. Here A is the strongest compared to other two. Here A is the strongest compared to other two. Here. Now look at B. B has to be the weakest. Here B is the weakest. Here B is the weakest. Here B is the weakest. Who is weakest here? You don't have to sit through the entire process. But as the learners, we have to know all these things. But when we become experts, we can solve the question without calculating anything here. Just by knowing that A is the strongest and B is the weakest. Done? I bet you among 30-35 questions which are asked from quantitative aptitude, without knowing the concept, just by your raw intelligence, you can solve 5 to 6 questions. Raw intelligence. You don't have to touch pen and paper there. Getting my point? This is in the last go. When you know that last 6 balls have to be hit for 6s, then you have to try all these things. Understand? Fine? Yeah. 30 persons can do a piece of work. This scenario is different. So far, only A, B, C, individually they had come. Now, 30 persons can do a piece of work in 24 days. Here your imagination has to improve, or it has to become more deeper. Here when we take 30 persons or 30 men or 30 women, whatever it is, first thing is they are having equal strength. That means every person among 30 is having equal strength. Okay? They do uniform work. That is what we have to think. 30 persons have enough work for 24 days. Are you able to imagine? 30 people have enough work for 24 days. Okay? That means how many pieces of work are there? Entire work is 1. If you divide that entire work in small pieces, what is the maximum number of pieces that you can create out of that work? 24 men or 30 persons have enough work for 24 days. So make simple, 30 into 24. 720 pieces of work are there. If you can imagine this one, your solution will become very easy. Getting my point? Yes? Or tell me, these 30 persons are there, right? These 30 persons are there. Treat this as one group. This one group. Don't call them as 30 persons. This group. This group can finish the work in 24 days. So in one day, how much work they can do? This entire group. 1 by 24 work they can do, right? But this work of one day is done by how many men? How many persons? 30. So this big work of one day has been divided among 30 persons. So what is the strength of each man in one day? Getting my point? So one man can do 1 by 720 of the work in one day. Yes or no? Okay. If this imagination I have, that means if I make 30 people work for 24 days, then the pieces of work that I can create is 720 pieces of work. Right? Okay. I want to finish off the work very early. Can I employ 720 men in one day? Can I employ 720 persons in one day? So, this work, entire work will be finished in how many days? If I make 720 people work one day? Okay. If I make 120 people work at a time, how many days we need? 6 days. If I make 60 people work together, how many days we want? 720 pieces of work, but 60 people I am employing, how many days are required? 12. If I take only one person to work, how many days you will take? Understood this fact? So this pieces of work is nothing but the number of persons employed into the number of pieces of number of days. Yes? Can you imagine? So even one person is absent for one day, you can easily calculate how much work is remaining. Yes or no? So understood this? Okay. In such calculations, what do? We directly take the number of pieces of work as the multiplication of this. You put it in numerator. So these many pieces of work are there. So if I am employing 15 persons, divide that. If I am employing 15 persons, 15 ones are. So how many days are required for 15 persons? Or second scenario, this work is done by 24 persons for 30 persons for 24 days. If I employ 16 persons, 8 twos are, 8 threes are, 2 ones are, 2 15s are. How many days are required? 45 days are required. So in such cases, what you have to do is, in the first case, how many number of persons and how many days? You make the multiplication in the numerator. Then take the other number and divide. If they have given the other number as persons, you will get number of days. If they give number of days as the third entity, you will get the fourth entity as the number of persons. Getting my point? So in this question, let us see. 30 persons can do a piece of work in 24 days. First, your mind has to work in this way. There are 720 pieces of work. How many more persons are required to complete the work? How many more persons are required to complete the work if the deadline is preponed by 4 days? That means in how many days they have to finish off the work? 20 days. Earlier 24 days was the deadline. Now 20 days. Now tell me the answer, please. How many pieces of work totally? 720. How many days we have? 20. How many men are required? How many persons are required? 720 divided by 20, no. 0, 0 cancel. 2 ones are 236 are. How many persons are required? That is already how many men are there? How many persons are there? How many more are required? So it is correct, right? When you are reducing the number of days, you have to employ more persons. When you are increasing your deadline, when you are extending your deadline, you can withdraw few persons. That is how it is. Because this time and work, time required and the people are at work, they are what? They are inversely proportional. Increase the men, you reduce the days. Increase the days, reduce the men. That is how it should be. Yes or no? This problem you understood? 720 pieces of work. Earlier the deadline was 24 days. Now the deadline is 20 days. So 720 divided by 20 is 36. Already 30 persons are employed. So 6 days are required. 6 more men are or 6 more persons are required. Done? Yes. "30 girls can finish work in 40 days. So suddenly what should your mind think? 30 into 40 is 120. How much? Only 20. 1200. 2 zeros, no. So 30 into 40, 1200. So 1200 pieces of work are there, correct? So that means 30 girls have enough work for 40 days. So 1200 pieces of work are there. If you employ 1200 girls at a time, how many days are required to finish off the work? 1 day, sure. If you employ only one girl, how many days are required to finish off the work? 1200. Super. Okay. After how many days should 10 girls leave? So basically these 30 girls are working together. After how many days should 10 girls leave? That means before that time, all of them working together. 30 girls are working together. After few days, 10 girls are leaving. After few days, 10 girls are leaving. So how many are remaining now? 20. So totally, they will take 46 days to work. Earlier, they wanted to take 40 days, but now they are taking 46 days. Is it logical? Because 10 girls are leaving the work in between. Okay. Now, don't think of those 10 girls. Don't think of those 10 girls. Now, tell me the total number of pieces of work. Total number of pieces of work is equal to 30 into 40 is equal to 1200. Now don't think of those 10 girls who are living, who are irregular. Think of the persons who are regular. How many girls are regular? That means they are there from the first day to the last day. These 20 girls are working for how many days? 46 days? Yes. So, number of pieces of work done by 20 girls is how much? 20 girls into 46. So, how much it is? These 20 girls have finished off 920 pieces of work. So, remaining work is done by whom? Remaining work is done by those 10 girls who have left early. So, can you write the total number of pieces of work done by 10 girls is how much? 280, right? These 10 girls together, they have done 280 pieces of work. Yes. So, number of days worked by 10 girls is equal to, they have finished off 280 pieces of work, no? How many girls? 10 girls. Yes? So they have worked for how many days? So, after 28 days, they have left the work. That is what they have asked, no? What they have asked? After how many days they have to leave? So that the entire work done is done in what? Yes. Or other way. Suppose if these girls are working for 46 days, entire 30 girls are working for 46 days. So how much pieces of work would have been done? 30 into 46. So what is that? 30 into 46, 1380. Correct? So extra amount of work done is how much? 180, right? This extra we are getting because we are counting those girls for 46 days. 180. But those 10 girls have left. That means 180 pieces of work of those 10 girls are counted extra. That means their work for 18 days is counted extra. In 46 days, 18 days are being counted extra for those 10 girls. So 46 minus 18, how much? 28, no? So there are many ways to calculate. Just you have to find that ease into the problem. If you treat it as somebody else's, okay, some mathematician's problems, then trust me, you can't solve it. You have to take it as your own work. You just think of yourself as an entrepreneur. You have taken one piece of work which are meant for, like 40 days by 30 girls, and 10 girls left in between because of some problem. Then you will think, for how many days my deadline will get extended, and you will tell your, like the person from whom you have taken the contract, sir, I will extend the work by 6 days because 10 girls have left. That is how the calculation has to be done. Nobody will come to your rescue. If you say that tomorrow only we are giving the delivery, then what you have to do? You have to replace those 10 girls. Yes or no? So that is how it should be. So for any work in the modern era, present era, like you should know arithmetic. You should know these concepts. Otherwise, either you will undergo loss or no, you will undergo loss. You will undergo loss or you will undergo loss. So nobody else is getting lost by this. Okay, only you are losing. This is a peculiar problem. Okay, again here I want you to visualize the situation. 8 women collect 200 kg of tea leaves in 10 hours. This means this is the collective work. 200 kg of tea leaves. 200 kg of tea leaves in how many hours? 10 hours. So what is the input here? Input. Input is always the number of persons at work and how many hours they have invested. Yes. So here input is what? Number of women, how many? 8. And how many hours? So totally 80 hours, right? 80 hours of work has got us how many kgs of tea? 200 kgs of tea. Yes, do you agree? 80 hours of work has got us 200 kgs of tea leaves. So per hour, how much is the collection? Per hour, how much is the collection? Tea leaves. 200 by 8, no? 2.5 kg. 2.5 kg. That has to be the understanding. Any woman for any hour, in 1 hour, she will collect 2.5 kgs. That has to be the understanding. Any woman for 1 hour, she will get 2.5 kgs of tea leaves. That should be the understanding. Now, in the second scene, how many kgs of tea leaves will 12 women and 8 in 8 hours collect? So 12 into 8, what is the input? 96 hours, no? 80 women can collect 200 kgs of tea leaves. Ratio and proportion. Cross multiply. So this question mark is nothing but 200 into 96 divided by 0 get cancelled. 4 2s are 4 5s are 2 1s are 2 48s are 48 into 5 or simple, every woman per hour gets 2.5 kgs of tea leaves. How many are at work? 96, no? 96. Close to 100. Our answer should be close to 250. 4 women are less, 4 hours are less. So 10 kg minus 250 minus 10. 240, no? You go by this method only. Don't commit mistake in those calculations. You take 10 seconds extra, get the correct answer. My calculation is what? Every hour 2.5 kg by any woman. So now 96 hours are at work. 96 into 2.5. 240. Done? Next. Six men or 10 women can reap a field in 15 days. This reap a field is nothing but doing one work. That's it. So, 6 men or 10 women can reap a field in 15 days. What does it mean? Who is more powerful? Okay, this is not culturally loaded statement or, like the patriarchal statement. This is just a small problem. You can interchange if you want. Wherever men are there, you can write women. Wherever women are there, you can write men. This is just a small problem. So who is strongest here? Men. Please, I'm not listening to any other sociological aspects here. Okay. So men are stronger here. Okay. 6 men are equal to what? 10 women. Yes. Take them as different groups. And here or is there. When or is there, we are doing what? We are comparing them. 6 men are equal to 10 women. Now tell me, either by this group or this group, how much work is done in one day? Either by this group or this group. How much work is done by them in one day? 1 by 15 of the work is done by either 6 men or 10 women. Okay. If men are doing this work, 1/15 of the work is done in one day. How many are at work? 6 men are at work. So can I write the strength of each man is 1 by 90? Because 6 men are at work, no? 6 men collectively can finish the work in 15 days. If I employ only one, so how many days you will take? It will take 90 days. Similarly, women. 10 women are at work. So, their individual strength is correct. Now, how many men and how many women I am employing? These are individual strengths, okay? How many men I am employing? 12. So, work done by 12 men is 12 into 1 by 90. Do you agree? Yes or no? In one day, 12 men are working. Then, 5 women. Correct? Yes or no? So, this is how much? 12 by 90. So, if you do the calculation, so this is 6 2s and 6 15s. 2 by 15. Correct, no? 6 2s and 6 15s. Here, similarly, 1 by, what is the collective work? 2 by 15 plus 1 by 10. Okay, 1 by 30. I'm sorry. This is equal to, what is the 15 2s are? So 2 2s are. So this is 5 by 30. This is 1 by 6. So 1 by 6 of the work is done by these many fellows in one day. So how many days are required for the entire team? 6 days. Shall I give one more shortcut? Shall I give one more shortcut? Okay. 6 men can finish work in 15 days. 12 men alone can finish the work in how many days? Half, no? If you let only the men work, they will take 7.5 days to work. 10 women are taking 15 days to work. So only 5 women will take how many days? You can make it 2 by 15. Then also you'll get, I have written 30 is 4 times of 7.5. That is why I have written like this. Or like our shortcut is there, no? 30 into 7.5. So here 30 plus 7.5. 37.5. 7 ones are 5s are. 5 by 30 is 1 by 6. Rather than going for each men, you go for the entire men. Just because 6 and 12 are related to each other, I can go for this shortcut. If they give 14, 16, I can't do. This is just double, no? So cut the number of days by 2. Here this is half. So increase the number of days by 2 times. Any method, either this or this, it is up to your comfort. Okay? Fine?